The official release of the new EverGreen combat stick is here. A return of one of the greatest Daiwa SLP reels we've ever had. And it is our annual trivia giveaway episode. We're giving away tons of stuff, including a P5 Flyssa in Exist. This is what's new this week at the Hookup Tackle. Welcome to the Hookup Tackle.
Oh, what a stud.
Yeah. Look at that.
That was sick.
Cheers, my friends. Happy Sunday. All right, guys, some breaking news. What's new this week at the Hookup Tackle?
What a beautiful post-spawn fish.
Look at that.
Look at that gut on that. That's a nice fish.
Welcome back, my friends, and happy Sunday. I am Ben with the Hookup Tackle, the Tackle Otaku on Instagram. Apparently the guy with the squeakiest chair in the world. What happened? You chose the squeaky chair? Relax, bro. I definitely haven't got heavier. All I've been doing is drinking protein shakes.
Oh.
Yeah. In fact, I'm going to start my morning off.
Is that a protein shake?
Yeah.
That's what you're considering a protein shake. What
It
does
says
say
right there,
protein?
protein beer.
Oh, that's Japanese for
Yeah, if I don't know what the word means, it means protein.
Actually, that's why
It's default in my life.
That's why you're looking so big.
Cheers, my friends. Happy Sunday. Welcome to What's New This Week at the Hookup Tackle, where we usually highlight new product drops and important restocks. Today, we have a couple of really cool things to talk about. A new rod drop, some really cool restock things. But today's kind of a special episode. Look, we're all kind of coming off that Black Friday, Cyber Monday nuttiness. Let's do a couple housekeeping things first, Jeff. Okay, so first of all, if you guys placed an order over Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Cyber November, anytime last week, guys, you absolutely killed us. Love you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you guys for the business. We have been working round the clock trying to get everything processed and shipped so you guys can get those baits on the water. Thank you guys so much for your patience. We were here all day yesterday. Everybody's here right now finishing up. So if you placed an order this week and haven't got a tracking number, stay tuned. Everything is processing tomorrow, so you guys will have everything this week. So on behalf of myself and everybody here at the Hookup, guys, thank you for the business. It was an amazing Black Friday. Let's just call it Black Friday month. It feels like it's just been going on forever. So thank you guys for the business. Thank you for the patience. Number two. What was number two? I'm just so into my protein shake. Jeff, what was number two?
You can't even get through two things.
No, I started drinking beer already. I'm like, oh my God, I gotta pull orders all day. All I wanna do is drink beer. Number two, we are going to make this episode, we're combining a bunch of things into this episode because, you know, look, I don't wanna just kill you guys every single week with drops, all right? Now, next week and the week after, I'm gonna apologize now.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to kill you.
Oh boy.
Okay, there's some really cool things coming. There's, you know, some new colors, there's a couple new baits, there's some custom color things coming. It's gonna be exciting. This week, we are focusing our efforts on rods and reels. We are going to make this kind of our buyer's guide episode of rod and reels. So look, I know a lot of you guys watch these shows with your spouses. Don't know why your spouses put up with it. But cheers to all of you. I always love when wives come in and say, hey, you're in my bedroom every Sunday. I'm like, hell yeah, I am. Yeah, yes, I am. So cheers to you. I know some of you watch this with your kids. Look,
sorry.
I applaud you for having amazing parenting skills in trusting whatever comes out of my mouth, which is usually always clean and very proper. Hey, Jeff, when I say this episode, can you just go ahead and bleep it so I don't have to be like earmuffs, kids?
Sure.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So, if your family is buying for you for Christmas, this would be a great episode. Griff and I are going to basically run through our favorite rod and reel combos of the year. We're going to do 3 different product categories. We're gonna do kind of like a budget, I hate that word, budget, but kind of like a less expensive category. That's better. I hate being constrained to budgets. My wife tries to do that all the time.
Lame.
Okay, that was a little, you know,
yeah,
earmuff thing.
got it.
Okay. We're gonna do a performance category, which is basically gonna be like that $300 to $700, kind of where all the great tech goes, kind of the mainstream, you know, best rods. And then we're gonna do a bougie as fuck category, right? So some of these are like performance is crazy, and some of these are just like, you know, because, right? It's like wearing Yeezys, but you're holding it and catching bass with them. So that's what we're gonna do. And this is our trivia episode. So if you guys weren't here last year, we did something last year and I loved it so much. We're just gonna make it an annual thing. So we have 10 trivia questions that we're gonna ask throughout the show. We're gonna give away prizes to you guys. These are gonna be questions that are basically going back through the last 12 months of our YouTube channel. Okay, so if you've been paying attention, you're gonna know some of these answers. Now, some of these are gonna be very easy. Some of these are gonna be very difficult, okay? Where we wanna test, okay? So every question will have a prize, and if you happen to get all 10 questions right, you will be put in, whoever gets them right, if there's 10 people or only one person or whatever, we are going to give away my favorite rod and reel combo of the year, which is a Destroyer P5 Flyssa and an Exist 3000 from Daiwa. Okay, so about a $1,400 rod and reel combo. I'm going to give it away to one of you crazy fans that actually knows all of the questions that I'm going to ask. Now, I want everybody to play. When you submit your answers, what you're going to do is I'm going to ask a question. You're going to comment your answer down below. Please do all 10 comments at once. Okay, so make notes, okay, or go back through this video and do it however you need to do it. But when you comment, do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and just put your answers there, okay? Instead of just throwing a bunch of things out that, as you know, 3 days from now, everything's just gonna be a cluster. It's gonna be impossible for me to find the answers. So if you wanna play, and I'd love for you to play, just do all 10 answers at the same time. If you don't know an answer, just make a guess. And maybe I'll do a special prize for the weirdest guess for any of these as well. So that'll encourage you guys to play. Okay, I think housekeeping is done. Should we talk about a super sick new release from EverGreen?
Okay.
Okay, hold on. Protein first.
More protein. Do you work out to compensate the protein intake?
I thought about working out a few years ago.
Yeah, well, a few years?
I'm just kind of carb loading and getting my protein ready.
Got it. Yeah.
All right, Jeff, you ready?
Okay.
Okay, this has probably been one of the most asked about rod releases that I can really remember in a really long time. When Destroyer went away and the new P5s were talked about, that one got probably about as many questions as this one. This is the brand new combat stick release from EverGreen. Now, this has been, over the last decade, probably one of the best-selling lines of rods that we've ever had in the store. They've always been priced kind of in that $199 price range. If you guys remember the previous version, they had like camo grips to them, right? And they were just kind of like great solid rods. For 200 bucks, they performed great. But over the last few years, they you know, nothing really changed with them, and rods got crisper and lighter and more sensitive, right? And so they were in desperate need of a revamp, and so the brand new line is here. We looked at these first look at ICAST this year. Now the official release is here. Now, in total, I think there's 20 different models, somewhere in there. Not every model has come. Apparently there was some production issues with a couple of the key rods I know some of you guys are gonna want, like the jackhammer rod and the 7/8 extra heavy, the wake bait rod, right? So there's a couple models that still haven't shown. Hopefully we see them any day now. But I wanna kind of run through the line, and I'm gonna basically highlight some of the new models that you guys may not be familiar with. First off, cosmetically, it looks very similar to another $200 price point rod,
does.
right? I mean,
Absolutely.
look, I didn't have anything to do with the design of these. I don't know where the color scheme came from, okay? But, I mean, let's just call the obvious, okay? They're dark green with black EVA foam, okay? So is the Levante that's been on the market for years, right? So you know, maybe it's because they wanted to create rods to add into those lines if you're a Levante fan. Now, price point, these are going to range from that 200 to, I think 270 is the most expensive. So some of them have gone up a little bit, but there's some longer models in here. There's some different models in here. Most of them are going to have hook keepers on the top now. There's small little hits. There's like a little EverGreen hit here on there. Just take a minute and just kind of look. There's the EverGreen here where the EVA is split, right? It's a really comfortable lockdown nut that has EVA on it as well, which is nice. I like that feeling. I'm not a big hook keeper fan, but you know, I know a lot of people like it. And then there you go, pretty straightforward. Now, let's fly through a few of the models that are gonna be new. This in my hands is a 7.7 medium heavy. It's designed as a deep cranking, moving versatile, but let's throw out deep cranking. It's a moving versatile, okay? So this is gonna be a rod that everybody here in the shop was really excited for like a buzz bait, like a long cast buzz bait, thing like a skinny dipper. So you can see it's got a relatively nice soft tip, and then it hits backbone very, very fast. Could you throw a mid crank on it? Of course. You can throw a lot of things on it. This is going to be a really good kind of junk fishing rod for open water. So that 7.7 is going to be a really good length for just bombing casts. That's going to be a dope one. This one is the new 6.8 medium finesse jerkbait and topwater. It literally weighs nothing. This is going to be a good one for like a 110 junior or smaller little topwater baits, like a little popper. You can see it's got kind of a nice flexible tip, but it's not like super wobbly like the old combat stick jerkbait rod that was kind of worthless for a jerkbait, because every time you jerk, the whole thing just kind of wobbled. This one's a lot more precise. That'll be a really good one. I've got a 710 extra heavy. This is the punch and flip rod. So this is a rod that was in the lineup, but it's way lighter, way more refined. It's essentially, if you guys remember back to like the old Compile X Steez flip and stick, that's what they were going for. Okay, so it's light, it's crisp, it's got enough of a tip to where your casting, even with an 1.5 ounce or 2 ounce weight, can be accurately placed, and it doesn't feel like you have a big 8-foot rod in your hand. So that'll be a very popular one. I'm not gonna go through every one, but this one's super dope. This is the 710 extra heavy glass. Oh, and by the way, instead of those goofy green neoprene, you know, cases that have zero value once you get home, they're all going to come with basically a gray EverGreen International rod stock now, so which is nice. At least it's functional. I'm excited about this one. 710 extra heavy glass, deep cranking rod. So it's rated to 2.5 ounces. I'm gonna tell you right now, it can handle the weight. So if you guys want to throw a Big M, a 10XD, a Blitz Magnum, go for it. It can handle the weight, but the bend of this rod is going to be perfect for something like a deep 6. So if you guys are throwing open water, deep 6, 6XD, 8XD, you know, Blitz Max DRs, that kind of stuff, this is going to be a sick rod for that. But it's nice to see a true glass composite deep cranking rod in this category. That's going to be a very popular one. How about this? A 6.8 heavy glass. Now, this one, they're calling it the Tactical Moving Versatile. This one's designed as a close range, like dock skipping rod for jackhammers, square bills, you know, more reaction bait that you need to either skip or very close, tight range. It's got the perfect bend. It's strong, but still gives, so you're still gonna get that real glassy action when they're hooked up, but the rod is short enough to where everything reacts very quickly. So for you guys that like skipping reaction baits, this one's gonna be super dirty. This is gonna be a sleeper rod, right? Buzz bait, jackhammer, crankbait, that one's gonna be dope. And then, of course, there's some new spinning rods in here as well. Let me fly through these. There's 7.2 shower blows, moving versatile, that stays. Let's see what else we got in here, Jeff. Most of the spinning rods stay. The 7.1 medium heavy stays. 7.1 medium jerkbait and finesse crankbait is a new jerkbait rod from them. Okay, so it's going to be similar to kind of like a 110 special. It's a little softer, so it's going to be good for like 110 and down. So that's going to be a new jerkbait rod from them. If I can find, here we go, 610 medium light. This is the spinning rod I was looking for. This is going to be their new drop shot rod. Okay, so if you're familiar with their spinning before, they basically had a 7.1 medium heavy and then like a 7.4 medium. They were missing a few models. Now you've got this beautiful nose hook drop shot rod, 610 medium light. It's gonna be super sick. And then they've also refined, so 7.4 medium is refined. But this other one, the 610 medium stinger tip, this was the Gizmo rod before, okay? And they're still calling it Gizmo and Power Finesse. But what's gonna be super dope about this one is that they kept the stinger tip. A lot of you guys are really into like mid-strolling, that type of technique. And we're finding that that shorter spinning rod with that kind of stinger tip action is really critical for making small, little shorter, precise movements and little shakes with the bait to get that bait to kind of wobble correctly. This is gonna be a very, very popular one. So, Jeff, I know you're a huge fan of the Gizmo and bug baits in general, but if you can think past that and into more live scoping, this is gonna have a lot of gain.
Stuff you mean.
Okay, yeah. So there you go, guys. Scoop them up. Eventually, these will become standard and always available. As always with a new rod or new reel, the first couple of production runs usually fly out and evaporate out pretty quick. So I would expect the same to happen because I know a lot of guys have been waiting on these. But there you go. While supplies last, the new combat sticks from EverGreen available now. All right, Jeff, let's talk about a couple of reels really quick. Now, last January, I brought some of these in, and they absolutely evaporated out. Now, this is a Japan-only reel called the Daiwa Silver Wolf. Now, it's basically a souped-up Zillion. Are you yawning?
Huh? No.
There's no yawning in
never...
this episode. Really? Classless. Classless, bro. You need a beer? Wake up.
Oh, a protein, you mean?
Yeah, and it had caffeine, too. All right, so rude. Silver Wolf are back, okay? It's basically a souped up Zillion, same body, same frame as a Zillion, but it is just this beautiful matte black all the way around, made in Japan, okay? Now, these are designed as a PE SVT wing, so it's really the only SVT wing designed for braid. Okay, so if you guys are throwing braid, it's a shallower spool specifically designed for braid, thus the name PE. But what we have been able to do is, just like last time, we were able to get our friends at SLP to also include the SV Boost spool. Okay, so if you're not throwing the PE and you want to just throw fluorocarbon, all you got to do, you're going to basically get a $150 SLP spool for free with this, okay? You pop this bad boy out, you're gonna get the traditional SV boost. Now, this is gonna be the same boost that's in like the Steez Limited that has, you know, the extending part of the spool to help slow it down. So now you have options. You can either do straight braid or you can have the spare spool. It's gonna come with these. So it's taken me almost 11 months to get these back in, okay? So we had a batch once, they evaporated out, and literally it's taken me almost a full year to get the deal to happen again. So, you know, buy the reel, comes with the spool for free. It's included in the box. There's nothing else you guys need to check or purchase. It's just in each box there. They are available in lefty and righty. It's only the 1 gear ratio. It's the XH 8.5 to 1, 185 grams, 90 centimeters per crank, and it's 10 ball bearings. They're all CRBVs, by the way. So it's saltwater safe. If you want to take it in the saltwater, you want to fish it in the surf, you can do whatever you want to with it. It's just a super sexy reel. I'm excited to get them back to you guys. Those are available while supplies last. Okay, also back from Japan in very limited quantities, again, both in righty and lefty, the Steez Limited SVT Wing 1000 in the shallow spool. Okay, so the Limited is pretty much the greatest Steez ever created. This is the high-end, you know, $700 magnesium Steez out of Japan that I absolutely rave about.
Long time no see.
Yeah, long time no see, right? It has been probably, again, almost like 10 months since they've had any of these available. This is the shallow spool version. Of course, if you want to take that shallow spool out and drop something like the SV Boost in there, you're welcome to, and you could have a full-size spool. You could always just add or drop any spools you want. This one comes with the shallow spool that is designed for two things. It's designed for close range accurate. So again, dock flipping, skipping, stuff like that, it's going to be amazing for. Or if you want to run the lighter line and get it to be more of, it's not really a true bait finesse reel, but it can be more of like a finesse, so like 5-6 gram and up, it throws it amazingly well. Even on the full size spool, I throw 7 gram stuff all the time on it, and it works great. So take advantage. There's, like I said, it's not a big supply, so there's some righties and some lefties right now. Those are available now. And then finally, back from Daiwa Japan, the Zillion T-Wing HD 1000 is back. So this is the Japan-only version of the Zillion T-Wing. Of course, here in the US, we have the Zillion T-Wing, or the Zillion HD 1520, which is one of my favorite reels. The Japan version is just a smaller, more compact, basically kind of like just a regular Zillion, just with HD gearing and the bigger handle. So it's better for, you know, just like normal stuff. And I'd say the US 1520 is better for like heavier line, light duty swim bait, that kind of stuff. So if you guys have been waiting, there's 2 gear ratios, there's an 8-to-1, a 7-to-1, righties and lefties available. And again, it's been a while since we've seen these as well, and I don't know when they're coming back, probably not again until spring. So if those speak to you, I'd scoop those up. Those are available now.
Now we're the same size.
Is our height neutralized? Do I need to go back further? God,
You have to go back.
fuck, gotta bleep that out. That was an earmuff moment. How about now? Bro, I'm just gonna slum.
You look
Your
tiny.
feet don't even touch the ground. Oh my God. No wonder you like midgets so much, little guy. Cute little guy. Welcome my cute little friend Griff, everyone. Woo! Griff! Want to give some stuff away?
Let's do it, bro.
All right, so you seem just as excited as Jeff. Is anybody awake this morning? God, you guys need more protein in your life. Okay.
You look tiny. Griff looks massive right
Well,
now. He's hitting more protein than you.
I've been thinking about working out. He's been working out.
I see.
Yeah.
He looks
My,
good.
my body's not full of protein yet. Okay.
There's some in the fridge. I got.
Do you want a beer?
Sure.
No.
Seriously?
No.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's give some stuff away. So we are going to hit you guys with some trivia. These are questions that if you guys have been paying attention to our channel throughout the year, we're basically just going through the archives and going to hit you with stuff. Do you want to start with the first one?
Let's do it.
Do you want to ask the question?
I just show the stuff. You ask the question.
Okay, here we go. We spent a lot of time this year with our friends over at OSP. We were at their headquarters probably 6 or 7 times this year. We shot several videos from the headquarters. We met up with Toshi in Tennessee earlier this year. We even had Toshi on a podcast. So we've done a lot of OSP content this year. So, first question. What was OSP's first lure to the market? Okay, what was the first lure that OSP created? So this is gonna be number 1 in your category. Now remember, don't answer this question right now. Make the list. All 10, answer at one time. Now, if you get this right, we're gonna choose one of you that gets this right, and you're gonna win this package. What do they get?
All right. So you're gonna get a phone thing. This goes on the back of your phone. Or you can put your finger in it and hold the phone,
Little
right?
finger hole, phone thing. Yes.
So you can finger your phone. It's an OSP branded.
Yep, super sick. Here, I'll hold that for you.
There you go. And you're gonna get a cold weather neck buff thing.
Yeah, Jeff's looking so confused. Okay, yeah.
Woo. Damn.
By the way, these are limited edition run items from OSP that they sent us just for this. So thank you, OSP, for being a part of this. Yeah, this is mega warm. I put this on yesterday and about died. So it has a wire piece on the edge, so if you want to, mold it to your nose, mold it to your ears, however you want to do. If you guys live in cold places, this is not for us, by the way.
Bro, it's hot.
Yeah. So you weirdos in iced places, this will be cool.
That's cool, right? All right.
No, and I know you want to steal this, but we're giving this away. Maybe the coolest hat I've ever seen from OSP.
Yeah. And you're gonna get a sick ass hat. There you go.
Show them the whole thing. You're not getting it.
Sick hat, black, gold stitching, and it has the name of all the baits stitched on the bottom.
That hat is dirty.
It's sick.
That's one of the cooler hats I've seen. So there you go. There is prize pack number 1. If you guys get that answer correct, there's the phone thingy. All right, set that to the side. Let's just jump into number 2 since I'm here and we're on OSP. Okay. We started a podcast. Okay. Hopefully you guys knew that. We've dropped 2 episodes. Shameless plug, episode number 3 is happening this Wednesday. It is Jeff and I discussing one of our favorite topics, and that is knockoffs. So if you want to hear us discuss why knockoffs are so bad or great, depending on what our opinion is. Who knows what we think, and the long-term effect on this industry. Basically, it's a fun conversation, making fun of a bunch of terrible companies that don't know how to do things the right way. So that is going to drop on Wednesday. But our first two episodes, Jeff and I, in our first episode, talked about how grinding fishing can be and how, you know, making a name in this industry can be a grind. In the second episode, I interviewed Toshi, and he talked about how grinding it was. And one of the things that stood out to me with Toshi is Toshi started bass fishing at age 12. How long did it take him to catch his first bass? If you guys paid attention to the podcast, you'll know this. It was early in the episode. How many years did it take Toshi to catch his first bass? And again, if you don't know the answer, pick something. Okay. All right. If they're a Super Toshi fan, they are going to get this amazing Toshi mask.
Toshi mask.
Okay. Everybody wants this. You're going to get an OSP key floaty. Okay. You're going to get a limited edition Toshi hat. T.
That's crazy.
It's a pretty sick hat.
Yeah, it's got
Okay.
the OSP logo on the back too.
That's Toshi's special T hat. Okay. Not available for sale, I should say. And then what everybody needs, a Toshi towel. Okay. Now, do whatever you want to with this towel. I think it was designed for drying your hands on the boat, but pretty sick. Okay. There's prize pack number 2. Good job, Griff.
There he is.
All right, one of the cooler things that we did this year is Jeff, myself, and CJ traveled to Japan to shoot with Masa, our buddy over at Megabass, basically the bait finesse guru of Japan, to learn about bait finesse culture and kind of elevate our bait finesse game. Hopefully you guys got to watch the vlog and the series. If you haven't and you're into bait finesse fishing, you should definitely check it out. We fished for 2 different species of Japanese native trout species while we were there. What are the 2 species? And if you get this answer right, we have a special Megabass bait finesse care package for you. So you are going to get some great hunting baits. Here, you just keep holding those up. Some great hunting baits and some of their new bait finesse griffins. So about $100 box that we're going to give away, get you started on your bait finesse journey. That is question number 3. All right, while we are on the bait finesse topic, Griff and I are going to take a minute, since this is a rod and reel review, and we're going to talk about kind of our favorite bait finesse rod of the year. Rods that we have been impressed with. Griff, why don't you start it?
All right, so my favorite bait finesse rod that I've been using a lot is the Megabass P5 Siglett. All right, I love this rod because it's a little bit longer than the rods that we're used to at 6'6", but it's still, you know, it's an F0, still an ultralight. It's got a ton of bend in it. You can flick these little tiny baits out pretty far. It's also got a stinger tip on there.
What do you find that stinger tip does for like hard baits?
I just feel like it allows me to like cast them better.
Okay.
It's not really like, the lob cast is going away. So when
This
I'm trying
is
to
more
like,
snappy.
yeah, when I'm trying to like get it into a place like under a tree or something like that, I could just snap it in there because it just kind of like bends and flicks.
Happens a little quicker.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
I really like that. But one thing about this rod, it's powerful. Like once you get into that backbone and you're there, like you can really just play these fish. Like I'm not going out there fishing for trout. I'm trying to catch bass on little tiny baits, and it works really well for me. I really like it.
It's a sick ass rod.
Yeah.
So definitely one of my favorites, but a rod that I've been pretty fascinated with this year. It's kind of a new one to the market. This is in the Great Hunting line. This is the Extreme Climber 484. Now, if you watched our episode in Japan, we were all using Huntsman rods. I think for like small creek trout fishing style, the Huntsman is the greatest rod ever. But not everybody wants to spend $800 on a rod. So for $350, you could basically have that same 4'8" kind of bend. It's a little bit different material, but kind of the same thing as you said is once you kind of get this thing locked, there's a lot of power in these little rods.
Yeah.
So this is a 4-piece rod, so it's super easy to carry, super easy to pack. What's really dope about this rod is, I don't know why more of their rods don't do this, but it comes in a hard case too. So you get a neoprene sleeve, and you get a hard case. If you just want to strap this on your backpack and hike in with it and maybe use it, maybe you don't, it has that flexibility. So super, super dope bait finesse rod.
It's a good rod.
Yeah. And then a new one that I think is just worth talking about because it's kind of a new brand that we haven't spoken about on the What's New channel, is Major Craft rods are starting to trickle in through here as well. And they have some really reasonably priced bait finesse rods. This is the Major Craft Benkei, which is going to be, the Benkei line is anywhere from 125 to 165, I think. So pretty reasonably priced. I really like the Benkei because, you know, Jeff, you and me, we laugh about a lot of like English things that, you know, Japanese brands love to use English sayings, English words. And a lot of times it's just poor translation.
Oh yeah.
Like they say it in Japanese and they just use Google Translate or whatever and it doesn't work. And other times it's kind of just decoration. Yes. Right? So it doesn't necessarily mean anything. But I love the Benkei slogan. May I read it?
Hi.
Benkei. A hero such as will never be seen again.
Hell yeah.
So there you go. Sick rod. Now, is this going to compare to the Siglett or, you know, the Pop X or the Yellow? No, but it shouldn't. It's a third of the price or a fourth of the price, but for that price point, pretty solid feeling rod. So there you go. There's 3 bait finesse options that I think should definitely be on you guys' radar. All right, another giveaway. You ready? All right, did you guys know that the bum behind the camera, we call him Jeff. He has a YouTube channel as well. So don't subscribe to it, right? Because he's getting closer to us in subscriber count. No. So, but you should definitely watch his videos because he's an amazing YouTuber, worth watching for sure. Okay, he did an episode where he visited Japan a couple months ago and he fished with a super cool dude, Mr. Manabu, and he is a famous swim bait dude, Shimano guy. Right, you guys had this amazing day. It was a super cool episode to watch. If you guys haven't seen it, Jeff will link it up here. You guys should definitely watch it. If for nothing else, get to the shore lunch part. That part was dope, right? So, Mr. Manabu owns his own swim bait company. What is the name of his swim bait company? There is question number 4. So if you get it right, you're going to get this special care package courtesy of Jeff, because we know that he bleeds this. So here we go. Yes, a DRT G guard.
There you go.
For a tiny clash. And
so
there you go.
You're gonna get a tiny clash.
So you're gonna get a tiny clash. This is a high float. Okay, this is in Work Class Zero Joy Thief. Super dope color. This is a great bait to do what, Jeff?
To wake on top of the water, or you can weight it and you can get it just to kind of dead walk pretty well. So.
Cool. Okay, and we're including a couple of accessories in there. So spare lip, spare tail, G-guard. You guys can play with it. You know, DRT baits, the lips come out, they come in. You can do all kinds of different things. So there you go. There is the next giveaway. It's a fun all over the place episode. It's gonna be good.
Dude, look at where you're sitting.
Yeah.
You're 4 feet behind Greg.
I know, but I still look good. All right, while we're on the topic of swim baits,
I just wanted to be tall today, okay? Is that cool?
You got it, big guy.
All right.
Here. Why don't you talk about a big rod, make yourself feel useful. Let's just take a very quick second to talk about a couple of our favorite swim bait rods of the year. In case you guys are in this market, let's fly through them. Go.
All right, so anything for me that's over 4 ounces, like 4 to 8 ounces, I'm just gonna throw it on the blackjack. I really like the blackjack. It's got a great parabolic bend to it. I feel like it controls the baits pretty well. Just getting into it, it makes things a little bit easier for me to use. So I'm not really struggling with like the bigger stuff. So
I love this rod. I feel like it loads and casts incredibly accurate. I don't know that this would be a rod I would recommend if you guys have like a 6-ounce bait that you're just trying to throw out in the middle of nowhere. But if you're fishing the bait in accurate ways, trying to make shorter casts or accurate casts, I think it just does an incredible job once you learn the timing of it, of controlling it, and you don't wear yourself out.
Yeah, it's pretty sick.
Yep.
Normally I have it paired with the Tatula 300. It's a good reel. It does the job.
This has been probably our best-selling swim bait reel of the year, and what's interesting is it's not a new reel, but it's a reel that's just now kind of starting to get traction from big bait guys, because they're realizing that initially when we got the reel, it's like, it's just kind of a big heavy reel. Yeah. But it actually has incredible durability. Oh, yeah. A lot more durability than some round reels even. So it's a very good day in, day out reel. There's a bunch of gear ratios too, so if you want a high speed, a low speed, in between, there's a lot of good options for it.
It's a good one.
Yeah. For me, when I'm not throwing that, I've been throwing a lot of small swim baits this year.
Oh yeah.
So, you know, I've been trying to be like Jeff, throwing like tiny clashes, and be like you and throwing crawlers and, you know, Osakana slides and, you know, crankbaits, like 2 ounce stuff, a lot of it. And for me, I mean, the Mark 56 has been a home run for me. So this is the Megabass P5 Mark 56. I have mine paired up with a Steez A. I just put the varial handle on it, and it feels like a Swimbait reel. It's an unbelievable feeling rod. It weighs nothing. You're a fan of this rod as well.
Yeah, this combo right here is a sick combo. Steez A with the Mark 56.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, it balances out really well. I love this rod, and I do a ton of stuff with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not just the swim baits, but it handles swim baits really well. I think it's got a lot of power.
It's a sensitive rod too. You could throw bull flat on it. You can do, I mean, Jeff, you both using plastics on it. It's a really good bang for the buck rod.
Yeah, pretty sick.
Yeah.
I do this often too.
Yeah, I don't like it as a deep crank rod where I'm throwing it in the middle of nowhere, but I like the deep crank for shorter casts and just like kind of poking it down. It's a sick rod for that.
Yeah, I like it.
If those are just way out of your comfort zone price-wise, we talk about this rod every year when we talk about swim baits. The Megabass Levante Leviathan for 199 bucks is like the greatest deal ever, probably. So for 200 bucks, it's basically rated 2 to 8 ounce. You can almost do everything. It's super parabolic, so it's a great glide bait rod. It's a really good place if you guys have a couple shad glides, you want to try some like slide swimmer 250s or whatever. This would be a killer rod, and you're under 200 bucks.
Yeah, sick rod.
Keep going. All right, we spent some time with our friends at Duo this year. We fished 2 days out on Lake Biwa with our buddy Nishijima-san, who is the Duo Pro Staff Guide out on Lake Biwa. We did 2 videos. What 2 techniques did we cover in those 2 videos? One was a kind of a power fishing technique, and one was a finesse technique. If you get this right, we have a couple of lure pack. This is a Jeff inspired pack.
Oh yeah.
Kabam! So we got a pack of bug baits and a huge crawler.
Yeah.
So go big, go small. This has become my favorite crawler. Yeah, it's just 2 things. It's free. Do I need more things? All right, I'll throw in a hookup hat too. 100 bucks. But one of these things is $70.
Right, but they're complete opposites.
It's the same.
Right, it's Jeff
They're the
inspired.
same.
Yeah, they catch fish.
See what happened? That's Griff inspired, not Jeff inspired. Jeff's so confused with this episode. He's like, what are we doing right now? All right, since we just talked about finesse, okay, let's dive into a couple of our favorite spinning combos, okay? So these are kind of each of our favorite spinning combos of the year. Griff, what's yours?
Windbuster.
Oh,
Windbuster exists.
Oh, wow. Who would have seen that?
Who would have seen that
bro?
coming?
Wow.
We're just keeping it real.
Hey,
Yeah.
Dog.
If it's not broke,
Who would have seen that?
You know what I'm
coming?
saying?
So exciting.
the Windbuster is the best spinning rod ever made.
Yeah, we've known that for
Yeah.
years.
Okay, here's one that I've added to the lineup that's
Oh.
also becoming my favorite.
This has to be
This
something
is
different.
the P5 Flyssa
Oh.
with
wow.
an Exist. It also has an Exist on it.
Yeah,
Okay.
What are the real?
So Windbuster, unbelievable, I would say, for like 3/8 to 3/4 ounce total weight baits. So if you're free rigging quarter, 3/8 ounce, half ounce, great. If you're throwing hard baits, you know, half ounce, great. Flyssa is going to be everything lighter than that. So designed for Okashira screwhead type stuff. It's amazing for a spy bait. It's amazing for a Neko rig, drop shot, any lighter duty spinning applications. The Flyssa is unbelievable. By the way, this combo, we are giving this away to, if any of you get all 10 answers correct, okay, if only one of you gets them right, you're gonna win this combo. Brand new P5 Flyssa and Exist, okay? If a bunch of you get it right, then we'll pull a winner and one of you will get this. So think wisely on these answers. All right, staying on Duo for a minute. We visited the Duo factory and put together a video basically walking you guys through how Duo baits are created. It was a really amazing experience for us to see how much hands and how much love and how much effort goes into making every duo bait. At the end of that episode, we recalculated, sat down with the factory team, and they told us that every duo bait gets on average this many people touching it. Okay? How many different sets of hands touch a duo bait start to finish? That is the question. If you get it right, you're gonna get this super sick pack courtesy of Duo, the brand new BR head and BR fish. This is for the winding technique. You're gonna get a wriggle crawler. I'm just gonna reach into your lap. This is fun for me. You're gonna get a jerkbait 120, one of their best selling hard baits. You're gonna get a Duo crankbait. You're gonna get a spearhead Ryuki. You're gonna get a pencil. You're gonna get another softest pack of soft plastic. So in all, about $100 care package courtesy of Duo if you get that one correct. One of our favorite brands here in the store celebrated their 10th anniversary this year, and they celebrated by doing a limited release of a product. What brand are we talking about? Now, if you get it right, we are going to gift you our brand new Simms Hookup Tackle collab Shacket. This is a down jacket that has stretch sides, so it has great flexibility. It's collared, so you could go out to fine dining or, you know, pick up a chick, Jeff, if you're wandering around in it. Or if you're like me, you just have a nice jacket for fishing. The hood's not like banging me around the whole time. So super sick jacket, about $150 value. That will be free to you. All right, so this is the part of the segment that we are going to just very quickly throw out some rod and reel combo ideas if your significant other is watching, or if you just want to treat yourself to something nice this Christmas. So kind of the rod and reel buyer guide. These are starting our category. So we're going to start in that, like, not so expensive category. We're not going to call it budget. Not so expensive.
I like to call it entry level.
Yeah, but it's not really entry because some of these are sick.
It's entry to the high end though.
What's up, dude? So hit it. Take it.
All right, so for me, I really like these two sets right here. Levante makes a really good rod. They make a ton of them. Specifically, I like the jerkbait special. The jerkbait special for me, I just throw a lot of topwater stuff on it. I don't throw jerkbaits on casting rods. So the jerkbait special though, I'm always throwing topwater, so topwater is what I do, so the jerkbait rod is always in my hand. And the Rebellion. So I feel like this is an underrated rod in the shop. Not many people are really paying attention to it. It's a great rod, super light. I mean, this is a glass rod and weighs nothing.
Yeah, and
right?
both of these are gonna be sub $200. Both great bangs for the buck.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. Love them.
Yeah. So for me, I think Levante always wins this category for me. Diablo Spec R for me, or Enforcer and spinning. Those are probably the two most versatile. This year seems for me to be all about junk fishing. So kind of all my picks in all these categories are kind of junk rods. Because I've just been in this kind of routine of just, I'm going to take this one rod and go do 3 or 4 different things. And I think there's some amazing junk rods out on the market now. So I think either of those would be great options. I haven't used these yet, but I'm just throwing it in there. This is that Benkei line again from Major Craft. They also do travel rods. So I know a lot of you guys like these multi-piece rods. It comes with a carrying case. They have spinning and casting. There's a bunch of different models. 4-piece, easy to carry. You know, 125 to 165 bucks. Good bang for the buck there on rods.
There you go.
For reels, I think both of our favorite spinning reel for under this is the Kage LT 2500.
Yeah.
Now this is a reel that if you guys want this, you have to reach out to me. You can either shoot me a DM, you can send us an email to the store, you can call us, you can come into the store. Daiwa doesn't let us sell these online. We can send you an invoice online. You can check out. It's a weird thing, but if you're interested, it's a killer reel for 200 bucks. The Fuego is kind of the new Daiwa reel that's closer to the $100 price point. So there'd be a couple great spinning options, I think. I know you're a huge fan of that, so I'll let you hold that one.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. In the casting, the new Tatula 100's a great bang for the buck. It's got all the new hyperdrive system in it. The Curado 200, the new version, is pretty sick. So if you guys are looking for an inexpensive, like Swimbait-ish kind of crossover reel, and then St. Croix's in the reel game in the 7 for 100 bucks. It's nothing compared to like a Tatula or Curado, but it's 100 bucks. So you're almost half the price, and it's pretty functional. So
it has some cool features on it.
It does. It casts well. Now, how it's going to feel in a year from now, I don't know. but for $100, it's a pretty good bang for the buck. So there's some really good, inexpensive options for you guys, rod and reel category. There you go. All right, next giveaway. Our #1 selling bait of 2022 was what? This was an episode we did right at the beginning of the year this year. It is an OSP bait. I'll give you the hint. If you win, you're gonna win this. This isn't the bait, but we're just staying in OSP. We're gonna do a special 3-pack of our brand new collab colors that we did with Toshi in the Blitz Magnum, EXDR, our Dirty 30, Secret Shad, and Tasty Perch. Again, $100 box for you guys if you get this question right. So what was our #1 selling bait of 2022? That's last year. It was an OSP bait. There is your hint. All right, which brings us to our Rod and Reel Buyer Guide #2 category. We're calling this the performance category. So this is the $300 to $700 where all the tech goes. Best, I don't know. This is kind of where most people live, I would say, in high-end tackle. We're just gonna fly through them because there's some favorites. Hit it.
All right. So for me, P5 110 stick. Again, I use this for like my normal size walking topwater baits, my Pop Max, my Kick Knocker Junior, stuff like that. I really love this rod. It's short. I can work it. Gets the job done.
I will also put an asterisk to that rod. That rod's incredibly sensitive. I think that's the most sensitive casting rod in their lineup. So if you guys need a short rod to throw like light Texas rig, free rig, wacky rig Senko, and you want a really short rod, it's an amazing rod for that too.
Sick. All right. Another spinning rod, the Gladiator Anti from Raid, the spin border. We just did a video about this rod. I really love this rod. Sometimes I'm needing a shorter option and that Windbuster is just too long for me, but I get everything that I get out of that rod in this one right here. It's just a little bit shorter.
That lineup is sneaky.
Yes.
And it's becoming one of our favorites. I'm gonna talk about a Model 2 in a minute.
Okay. General overall cranking from shallow square bill 2.5 all the way to like a deep 6 for me is the 7.1 medium heavy Valkyrie. I really love this rod. It's an amazing, strong crankbait rod and can do a lot of things.
All your Blitz stuff.
Yes.
EXDR, Max DR,
yeah,
deep bag, yeah, all that stuff.
all of it.
Sick.
And I don't feel like I'm losing too much casting it with the short length of it at 7 foot. Like it'll fling those baits out there.
Agreed.
Yeah. So and then my favorite compact jig weightless plastic rod is the 7 foot medium heavy Steez. This one also has a stinger tip on it.
Okay.
All right. I really like it. I feel like it's got a little bit more power in it than the other rods in the category.
Yep.
And has that stinger tip, so it's a little bit softer. It bends a little bit more, but that stinger tip keeps it just as sensitive.
Sick.
Yeah. So compact jig. I love a weightless Sakamata on this thing. Super dope.
Cool. I'm just gonna, I have very similar options. So in the P5 line, you guys hear me talk about Mad Bull and Dark Sleeper all the time. So from a reaction bait standpoint, if I have these two rods, I can pretty much do everything. So I love these two rods. Mad Bull more for like 1/2 ounce to 1 ounce. Dark Sleeper from like 1/2 ounce to 1/4 ounce. That's kind of my go-to 1-2 punch. I also add in a 7.2 heavy Steez into the mix as a all-around junk rod. I can almost do everything with this rod. I could throw a frog, I could pitch, I could skip, I could throw a jig. I can do so many different things with this rod. It's a sick rod. Love that one. And then one, this whole Gladiator Ante lineup has becoming one of my favorites. It's in that $400 to $500 price point, but it's just they're surprisingly fun to fish. And when I first got them, I didn't think I'd like them because the trigger is much bigger than on the Destroyer, but you don't notice it at all when you're fishing. So when you actually use them, they're super crisp. This is the Baltoro, which is kind of the junk rod in the line. You could throw a jig, you could throw a spinnerbait, you could throw a topwater. It's got a fairly parabolic bend to it on that top section, so a lot of things you can do. This one has my Silver Wolf on it, which we dropped earlier. So sick ass rod. And then for you saltwater crossover guys, the Cookai, that 7.2 medium spin with like a Saltist on it is a dirty jerkbait rod. You can fish it in the surf, you can fish it in the bay. It crosses over to freshwater as well. The Saltist, all sizes, even the 2500, have this like power ball, which just make you feel manly. Which, you and me know what that's like, Jeff. Sorry, you're falling asleep over there. In reels, we just talked about the Saltist. I know you love the Zillion.
Yeah, Zillion SV is probably, in my opinion, the best general purpose reel on the market.
Mm.
You can throw lighter stuff, you can throw a little bit heavier stuff. You're not gonna be super limited in the things that you do if you're just like basic fishing.
Yeah.
Like if you're not trying to throw anything super heavy or go like super power with it or super finesse.
Yeah.
So
I think Zillion or Bantam. Those are like the
Bantam's
two,
a good one
the
too,
two
yeah.
best ones.
Yeah.
Steez A, the new one. I'm a huge fan. This one kind of doesn't fit in this category, but it's an amazing reel. And as I showed you before, if you throw that bigger handle on it, it could be a Swimbait reel. If you keep the handle on there, it's a day in and day out reel. So there you go. There is our favorite options in this category. All right, we're getting close to the end. All right. Did you know Griff started a YouTube channel also?
I did, yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I'm super famous. I got like 18 followers. I'm fucking crushing it.
You're double digits already. Yeah, you're gonna make it. All right, so Griff dropped his first YouTube video this week. If you like Griff, which who doesn't like Griff, you guys should, yeah, follow his channel. It is gonna be some really good content. But in that channel, he's using a new prototype lipless bait. What is the company, or who is the company that makes that prototype? So new bait is coming out this spring. If you get it right, we are giving away a 4-pack of kick knockers from our favorite brand. I'll just hold it here, okay? So 3 of them are gonna be in our custom colors. We've got stripper pole over here, we've got bone walker, we've got ghost geisha, and then there's a special 10th anniversary color, hint, hint. Okay, so there you go. If you get it right, that is available. All right, our last rod and reel buyer's guide category. Are you ready for this one, Griff?
I'm ready.
Okay, this is our bougie as fuck category. Okay, this is where everybody wants to be. Sometimes we're here, sometimes we're not. It just depends on the day. So I've got 3 rods and 3 reels in this category. Look, if you really love your spouse, this is the way to let them know, right?
Yeah.
So this is true love, okay? This isn't like, I've been dating for a little bit, I'll get him this cheap thing. This is like, yeah, I know my man's the one. Here we go. Ready? Poison Ultima. Hey, I'm starting.
Oh, I thought we were doing it at the same time.
Oh, okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. There you go.
Boom.
Okay, there's the rods. Poison Ultima, super sick. There's 2 casting, 2 spinning. This is the Jackal Shimano collab, priced right around $900, just under. Incredibly lightweight, super sensitive. This is kind of where bougie and functionality combine.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're getting, there's a reason to buy this rod. It's lighter, crisper than really, I mean, I don't know of a jig rod or a jerkbait rod that's this light. Now this is the 610 medium in my hand. This is a great one to throw topwater baits, jerk baits, and also soft plastics. Okay, the way they build it, it's soft enough, fast enough, sensitive enough to do all 3.
Yes.
What do you have?
I have the Arms Super Ligara. All right. One of my favorite rods too, the 7206. I mean, if you watch the channel, you hear me talking about a 7206 Arms all the time. Super sick rod. It's beautifully designed. But one thing about it is this blank, I feel like this is one of the best blanks in fishing. Super powerful. Every different model that they have, it does what it's supposed to do.
Yep.
And I've never been worried about breaking my rod.
Yeah.
Except for the first day.
Right. Yeah. The first time you take it out, you're nervous because it's an $1,100 rod and you're like, shit, I don't want to break this thing. But then once you realize what you have, dude, you got, look, knock on wood, I don't think you can do it.
Yeah. I mean, you would have to abuse it.
Yeah.
To break it.
Yeah.
You do.
So our eyes on you, and we do. Yeah.
I don't.
Oh,
I
you
do.
don't abuse your rods.
No.
He's very gentle. He's a very gentle guy. Yeah. He cleans them all the time too. Yeah.
I bet my 7206 in the shop and it's clean right now.
Okay. I love this lineup. By the way, they come in left hand and right hand grips, different color combinations, and everything we have right now is all handmade in Japan. Okay, so not always done there, but COVID kind of threw some weird loops, and so they moved a lot of their rod manufacturing back to Japan, and those are all made there, which is kind of dope too. It just kind of brings the circle full circle. I don't know if that made any sense, but here's the last one just so we can keep going. Jeff is really frustrated that he's here today. This is the EverGreen Combat Stick Synergy, another handmade in Japan rod. Now this is EverGreen and Daiwa coming together. EverGreen borrowing some Daiwa tech, the same way that Jackal borrowed some Shimano tech from here, where the Poison Ultima is designed to be incredibly lightweight. The Synergy is designed to be incredibly powerful and built for like reaction baits, flipping, spinner baits, jigs, like more, heavy line, high impact. So they're not as light as the Ultima, but incredibly well built, similar build blank, I would say, as the Arms, and just a really cool looking rod. If you like red. If you don't like red, I got nothing for you, right? Well, I have these two rods for you. But if you love red, super sick option, those are available as well. All right, let's talk about these. We kind of covered reels a little bit, but hit it.
Exist. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, Exist, of course.
Yeah.
All right. Best spinning reel ever made.
Ever.
Yeah.
Steez CT is an amazing casting reel. If you guys are gonna go with some of those lighter rods, like the 110 stick that you talked about, it needs a 70 size reel. It needs a lighter reel. You can't just go throw like a Zillion on. Oh, you could, but you're gonna feel a lot of reel for how light that rod is. So if you guys are gonna play in some of these lighter, crisper rods, you need a smaller bodied reel. Steez CT is expensive, but it's amazing on those smaller
That's the
rods.
reel I use on my compact jig rod because it's so small.
Yeah.
But it's dope.
It's a sick reel.
Yeah.
Going the opposite way, the Shimano Calcutta Conquest MD. This is the new Monster Drive version. This is a really cool kind of round, well, not kind of.
It's like oval.
Hey, you know what?
Oval-ish.
Shapes. Shame on me. I've been working with my kids on shapes all week. It's kind of round. No wonder they're struggling. It's a round reel. Relax, Jeff. It's just super dope. It looks bougie because it's gold. It comes with the upgraded big handle and knobs. That's an upgrade in Japan. So if you bought this in Japan, you had to buy this separately, which is a $100 upgrade. Here, it comes with it. It's a higher gear ratio, so it makes a great option for, glide bait reel. Super sick, lefty, righty, 300, 400. I really like the 400 size. A lot of guys like the 300 size. So there's options. Okay. So there you go. There's our bougiest category for you guys.
There it is.
All right. And for our final question, I'm really going to test you guys on this one. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you know that I am big into metal music, rock music, going to concerts. It's kind of the thing that me and my oldest son do. And the other day I was having fun with the Spotify year-end recap, and I posted a bunch of things from my Spotify year-end recap. What was my most listened to band of the year? We're really going to see who was paying attention this year. If you should be able to figure this one out with all my posts this year. If you get this correct, you are going to win
A beanie.
a Hookup Sims beanie. Well played, Griff. We are also going to give you 2 rods. Okay, so we are doing buy one get one free on Major Craft Nano Ace rods. Did you think it was just the beanie?
I just saw the box.
Oh, whoop-de-doo, here's a beanie.
Yeah.
We are doing buy one get one free on Major Craft Nano Ace rods right now. I'm gonna pick out a casting and a spinning to send to you guys. So you're gonna get 2 rods and
A beanie.
there you go. All right, guys, that is a wrap from us. I'm gonna finish my protein shake and think about the gym again, and maybe in 2025 that'll be part of my New Year's resolution, Jeff.
You mean next year?
A year from now. I need a year to prep. Griff, any resolutions?
No resolution.
Okay, perfect. Guys, on behalf of myself, Griff, the bum behind the camera, everybody here at the Hookup Tackle, guys, thank you guys so much for your support. Thank you for your patience this last week in us getting all of your orders out to you. Enjoy the gear. If you have any questions on anything we covered, I know we were all over the place today. I had a really good time. Griff, cheers to you. Jeff, cheers to you yawning and laughing and having no clue what was happening.
No clue.
Thank you for putting up with the nonsense too, Jeff. Drop your answers below. We will not reach out to you if you are the winner. Okay, do not fall for scams. Look, every time we do a giveaway, there are scams. Okay, don't fall for it. Don't send me a DM. If you send me a DM asking me if this is fake or not, I'm not replying. Okay, I get 100 of them every day. Not gonna reply. We will announce the winners on next week's episode in our episode. Okay, so just drop your answers below. Next week, we will let you know who won. Cheers, my friends. Have an amazing Sunday. Go hug your family, catch a big fish, drink some protein shakes with me. And 2025, we're hitting the gym. Peace.